Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Logan. If this is your first time here, on this channel we talk about all things crochet, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Valentine's Day themed patterns. I'm also going to be showing you some pattern tests I've done this week. I've done quite a bit of pattern tests, so I wanted to include those in this video as well. I have 6 paid patterns and 4 free patterns. I wanted to do a little mixture of both so that way you have some options. So I'm going to start out with pattern number 1, which is one that you have seen already if you saw last week's video, and this is the free rose pattern from Momsstitchetti. This is just one rose, but I ended up doing a little bouquet of them because I thought that this would be perfect for Valentine's Day, and I ended up making a little bow. I chained out 40 and I just tied little knots at the end so that it would stay, but I thought this was a perfect idea to do a little bouquet because it is Valentine's Day. But for this pattern, if you want to make a bear or a bunny or any type of animal, you can add this little rose so that the animal can be holding the rose. In her pattern on Instagram, the very last picture shows a little bear holding a rose, which I think is also adorable, but I thought it would be perfect to do a little bouquet of roses. I thought this was just so adorable, so I did want to include this one even though I talked about it in last week's video. But this is pattern number 1, the free rose pattern from Momsstitchetti. Pattern number 2 is one that I have been seeing all over my Instagram, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to purchase the pattern. I actually ended up buying the whole pack. There is 3 that you can purchase. You can purchase them separately or together as a bundle. That's what I decided to do because I thought they were all very cute. I just decided to make the one for this video, but this is Francis Frogberry, and this is a pattern from Cable and Canvas. It is a little popping frog in a strawberry. How cute is this? I think this is perfect for Valentine's Day because she does have a chocolate dipped strawberry option. I did not do that just because I wanted to make it more so it's year round. I think these are going to be perfect for the spring and summertime. She has the frog, which is what I decided to do because I love frogs. They are my favorites. I have another frog pattern that I will be showing you in just a little bit, but she has a frog, a mouse, and a bear. I do want to do the others. Like I said, I think this would be a perfect pattern for the spring and summertime because it's a little strawberry, but this is the cutest thing. I love the little frog. It is a no-sew pattern, which I love. I really love the popping patterns from Cable and Canvas, so I saw so many people post about this, so I just had to make one for myself. It works up really easy. It's a very quick pattern. I really enjoy making these, so I'm definitely going to be making some more. So this is pattern number 2, Francis Frogberry, a pattern from Cable and Canvas. Pattern number 3 is another free pattern on Instagram. It's a really quick pattern. This is the Love Bee from Therapy on My Hook. It is a pink and a red bee, but the wings are in the shape of a heart. How adorable is this? I think this is perfect if you have a Valentine's Day party and just want to do little favors. I think this is perfect for it. Or if you have kids in school and you want to make some for their classmates, I also think that this is perfect. It's such a small pattern. I used Perfect Chunky for it and it just fits at my fingertips, and it was really easy to work up. You do have to sew on the wings, but there's really nothing to it. It's very easy. You could batch make these so easy. Just make the body of the bee and then make all of the wings and then just sew them on all at the same time. But this was a really quick pattern. You could also add keychains if you wanted to do that as well. So this is pattern number 3, the Love Bee from Therapy on My Hook. My dog wanted to come say hi. Say hi. This is Winnie. Hi. She's one of my dogs. You can see my other one right here. They wanted to come say hi. Hi. This next pattern is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video in the first place. This is the No Sew Heart Turtle from Happy Turtle Crochet. Here she is. I decided to use some of my Bernat velvet yarn. I really haven't been using this yarn. I don't even remember the last time that I used it, but when I saw this pattern, I was like, I think that would be so beautiful with this velvet yarn, and I have the perfect shades for it. So I used a pink shade. I'm not sure what the names of the colors are, but I used a pink, a white, and a red. And here is what the shell looks like. It is a no sew pattern, like it says. You don't even have to sew the head on. She has a really cool way of doing the head, so I'd highly recommend checking out her patterns. I don't think her old patterns have that. A lot of them you have to sew on, but I think her new patterns, she is doing it this way. But here's what the heart shell looks like. Such a beautiful pattern. I really love how this worked up. You do really have to make sure you are stuffing correctly and make sure you are stuffing enough in the bumps of the heart so that when the shell is all done, you can see it is in the shape of a heart. So I really love Happy Turtle Crochet's patterns. I always love to see what she comes up with. I really enjoy making her turtle patterns, but I just really love how this one turned out with the velvet yarn. I think it is so beautiful. It is quite a bit smaller than what it normally would be, since Bernat velvet is a little bit smaller than the yarns that I normally use, but this one is just a little bit bigger than the size of my hand. But yeah, all of it was no sew, so I really enjoy those turtle patterns that are no sew. But here is pattern number 4, the heart turtle pattern from Happy Turtle Crochet. Pattern number 5 is one that I just had to do as soon as I saw it. This is the Valentine Froggy from Therapy on My Hook. Look at this. I love frogs so much. So when I saw this, I was like, I'm going to be making this immediately. I think this is just a perfect little Valentine's Day pattern. Of course, I love frogs, so I just think this would be adorable as a gift. Imagine getting this as a gift. I think that would be so perfect. You do have to sew the arms on and the heart on, which the sewing is very easy. There's not really a lot to it. You start from the top and work your way down. You do crochet the legs in the round, and when you are done, you tack the legs up. And yeah, you just do some really quick, easy sewing, and it is all done. I used Premier Basic Chenille for this pattern because I knew it was going to be pretty small if I used Parfait Chunky. It's pretty small with Basic Chenille. It is about the size of my hand, a little bit smaller than the size of my hand. But this was a really quick pattern to work up. I think if I would have started making Valentine's Day patterns a lot sooner, I would have made a lot more of these, because just look at how adorable this is. I also really love the colors that I ended up using. I think they're really nice and bright, and I just really love how this one turned out. This is one of my favorites. So this is pattern number 5, the Valentine Froggy from Alpaca Patterns. Pattern number 6 is another free pattern on Instagram. It is the Strawberry Cheesecake pattern from Pretty Sweet Stitches __. Here she is. I originally saw this pattern on Robin from Knotting Hook Crochet. I saw this on her channel and I immediately saved it on Instagram because I knew I wanted to make this. I've really been loving making patterns with the little legs that are Jellycat inspired. I have quite a bit of Jellycats here behind me if you can see them, but I've made quite a bit of patterns with the little legs. I have another one in today's lineup as well, which you will see a little bit later. But this is a free pattern on Instagram, which I think is amazing. You do have to sew the legs to the body, and then you have to sew the strawberry on top. But this is such an adorable pattern. I thought this was perfect for Valentine's Day. You know, strawberry cheesecake after your Valentine's Day dinner. The only thing that I did differently, and I believe Robin did the same thing as well, because I watched her video and she mentioned that she had did this. So while I was making the pattern, I remembered that she did that, and I was like, you know what, that is perfect. I'm going to do that as well because I really enjoy doing that technique. But when you are doing the color change, if you want a straight, perfect color change like that, instead of single crocheting in the back loop, which is what it says in the pattern, you slip stitch into the back loop. And I think that is a perfect way to do this pattern. But I really enjoy this. I think this is such an adorable pattern. I think it's very unique as well. You don't see stuff like this too often for like something for Valentine's Day. So this is pattern number 6, the strawberry cheesecake from Pretty Sweet Stitches. Pattern number 7 is another reason why I wanted to do this video. When I originally saw this pattern on Instagram, I thought it was the cutest thing and I could not get it out of my head. I just knew I had to make this pattern. It is the chocolate covered strawberry pattern from Crochet Pink Pumpkinn. Look at this. I wore my strawberry sweater today to match the vibes of the video, but how stinking adorable is this pattern. I love this so much. I really want to keep it, but I don't even know why I would need to keep this plushie. But you do make the arms and the legs separately. You do crochet the arms in the round. You do have to sew the legs on. And for the leaf, you do make separately as well. And you can either sew this on or glue this on. She does give you the option in the pattern. I did a little bit of both. I sewed it down around the base of it, but I decided to glue the leaves just so I could leave some of them stuck up a little bit so it looked like a real strawberry. I just really love this. You start from the bottom and you work your way up. I really love how the stitches were done for the chocolate dipped part. You do really have to make sure to pay attention to make sure you are putting the correct stitches so that it gives this chocolate dipped look. I love this so much. It does sit perfectly. You can sew the legs on however far back or how far front you want, but I thought it was cute just like this. I really enjoyed this pattern. I've never made a pattern from this designer before, so I thought it was really fun to include a pattern designer that I've never made anything from, but I love this pattern so much. I would highly recommend it. You can do a like milk chocolate, which is what I did. There's you can do white chocolate, you could do like a lighter pink color, but she gives you all different kinds of options for that. But I thought just a regular plain chocolate covered strawberry was perfect. I just really love this pattern. I think it is so adorable. Very unique pattern as well, something that you don't really see all that often. So I was really happy to make this pattern. It is definitely worth it. It's also a pretty good size. It is a little bit smaller than my head. But yeah, and I used Parfait Chunky for this pattern, so imagine what it would be like with bigger yarn. But this is pattern number 7, the chocolate covered strawberry from Crochet Pink Pumpkinn. Pattern number 8 is another pattern from Therapy on My Hook. We talked about the Free Love Bee pattern, but this is a paid pattern. It is the Tulip in a Pot. Look at this. I think this is so adorable. Again, the jelly cat legs, which I think just makes this pattern. It gives it a bunch of personality. I decided to go with a pink color for the tulip because Valentine's Day. But imagine getting this as a gift. I would love this as a gift. I think this is so adorable. You do have to sew the little leaf on. That is the only part that you have to sew on this pattern. The legs are crocheted in the round. You work your way from the bottom all the way up to the top of the tulip. You do have to do the little shaping for the tulip. You can do so many different colors with this. I also think this would be perfect for springtime or even for Mother's Day. I think this would be a perfect gift for Mother's Day as well. But I really love this. I love tulips. I think tulips are my favorite flowers, so I knew I had to make this, but I think this is just a perfect pattern. It was really easy to work up. I was crocheting this while I was watching April from the Cozy Buck. I was watching one of her new videos, and I was like 30 minutes into her video, a little over 30 minutes into her video, and I was already almost done with this pattern. That is how quick this pattern is. I had to pause her video to see like, whoa, haven't been making this for very long. So a very easy pattern to work up. I think this is just a lovely pattern. I love the tulip. Like I said, tulips are my favorite flowers, so I knew I had to make this, but I really enjoyed making this pattern. So I think I will definitely be making some more of these for the springtime. But this is pattern number 8, Tulip in a Pot from Therapy on My Hook. Pattern number 9 is my last free pattern. It is also my favorite free pattern out of the bunch. This is a YouTube tutorial from Wonder Crochet. It is the mini duck holding a heart. How adorable is this pattern? I love this. I used Elise Veludo for this pattern because I knew it was going to be pretty small, so I wanted to use a little bit of a thicker yarn to make it a little bit bigger, because this would be pretty small if I used Parfait Chunky. But she does have a pattern like this on her blog. However, the picture I looked at, the heart is different, and there is a box that comes with it to crochet as well, so that the little duck can go inside the box. But I really liked the heart on the video tutorial better, so I decided to go with this. I'm not sure if she offers both on the blog. I didn't really look at that. Maybe she does, I'm not sure. But I decided to just watch the video tutorial and follow along and make this. This was such an easy pattern. It was so small. The heart is so tiny as well. I mean, the heart is like this big. So it was a very quick pattern to work up. You do have to sew the little wings on and the heart on, just so you can make sure that he is holding the heart. But I think this is such an adorable pattern. I really love this pattern. I always really enjoy Wonder Crochet's pattern. I think she is an excellent pattern designer, and I always love making them. I have so many of her patterns, but I had never watched one of her tutorials before. So I think if you are a beginner, definitely watch her tutorials. She has a lot of free tutorials on her YouTube, and she has so many free patterns on her blog as well. But I decided to do this. She just actually posted this a few days ago, so I think it was like 3 days ago at the time that I was making this. So a very easy pattern to work up. I really enjoyed this. I think next year for Valentine's Day I will be making more of these, but this is pattern number 9, the mini duck from Wonder Crochet. My last pattern, pattern number 10, falls into both categories of Valentine's Day and also showing you the pattern test that I did. So I did a pattern test for one of my really good friends, Stitches by Pati. I tested out her Aspen, the Cupid, and Angel Bear, and here she is. This is so beautiful. I always love testing for Pati. She has amazing patterns. I really love her bear patterns as well. I think her bears are one of my favorites to make. But here is the Angel Bear. That is the version that I tested, but it does come with both. It comes with a loincloth that you can make for this bear as well, but I decided to go with the Angel Bear. And I embroidered a little heart on the nose because I thought that would be perfect for Valentine's Day. The only thing that you have to sew on to this pattern is the wings, and I just think the wings are beautiful for this pattern. I really love them. I also think this is just such a Valentine's Day pattern. I really love this. You could also not do the wings and it could just be a bear with the tutu. You could do any color if you wanted. So you can kind of mix this pattern up if you want, but I think this is just adorable with the wings. I think this is an absolutely beautiful pattern. Pati always puts so much detail into her patterns, and I really love her patterns. So this is Aspen, the angel and Cupid bear. Really enjoyed this. I think the tutu is so beautiful, and I just really love that I did the little heart on the nose, and then I also did some embroidery of the eyelashes. I really love her bear pattern, so definitely check those out if you haven't. So this is pattern number 10, Aspen, the Cupid and angel bear. That is all 10 Valentine's Day patterns that I made. I would love to know in the comments below which one was your favorite. I did a big variety of patterns, so I'm really interested in hearing what people's favorites are. I also think that I'm going to have these up on my Etsy, so if you are interested in any of these plushies, I will have my Etsy linked down below. I'm thinking of adding more plushies onto my Etsy. I haven't really decided yet, so I'm going to try it out with these Valentine's Day plushies, see how they go, and maybe I'll keep adding some to my Etsy because I do really need to start doing that. So please let me know which one was your favorite. I'd love to hear that. But now I'm going to show you the pattern test that I did for this week. I did 5 pattern test this week. So we already talked about this one, which was Aspen, the Cupid and angel bear. This was a pattern test for Stitches by Pati. So we already talked about this one. So this is pattern test number 1. Pattern test number 2 is from another one of my good friends, Stacy from Apple Tree Boutique / Stacy Makes. I talk a lot about her on my channel. I'm sure you already know who she is, but I pattern tested the Goose. I love frogs, I love geese. Those are like my 2 favorite things. So when I saw her come out with this goose pattern, I immediately applied. I knew I had to apply for this pattern. This is part of her Pintsize Pals pattern, or her collection. I already made the cow. I made 2 of them, which I talked about in one of my previous videos. So this is now the goose. She came out with the goose and the duck. I have not made the duck yet. I am going to be making that. I think that will be perfect for the spring, but I tested out the goose. This is a no-sew pattern. I love the feet on this pattern. I also really love Stacy's patterns. I enjoy making all of them, but I did some big sinker eyes for this. I used 25mm, which I usually don't do, but I used basic chenille yarn, which is a little bit bigger than what I normally use, so I thought it was okay to do the 25mm eyes. That is also what I had on hand. These are painted by Old Soul Factory, who is Tara, and I just thought these were perfect for a goose. Really enjoy these pint-size pals. I think these are going to go over very well at markets. I think they're the perfect size. They're not too big, they're not too small, and I just really enjoy making these. So this is pattern test number 2, the goose from Apple Tree Boutique / Stacy Makes. My third pattern test for the week is for another one of my good friends here, Nooks Hooks. I am a part of her Patreon, and I applied to be a tester through there. Her testers get randomly selected, and I was selected to test the no-sew spring bunnies. Here is mine. I did the strawberry version. There are 4 different versions. There is a flower, cherries, strawberries, and a bee. I know she's also going to do a mod for a pumpkin. I'm not sure if you just change the colors from the strawberry to be orange to look like a pumpkin. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to look into that. However, I will be doing the pumpkin for the fall. If you know, you know. But here is my strawberry bunny. I used Parfait Chunky for this pattern, and I love the shades that I used for this. I don't think it could have come out any better. I used Marshmallow for the bunny, and I used Haze for the purple, Bubblegum for the pink, and then for the green here I used the new shade Chartreuse, which I love. And I just think this turned out so beautiful. You don't even have to sew the little hat on. There are little holes here for the ears to go through so it can stay on that way, and you have the little tail, which I love. Again, this is a no-sew pattern. You do have to do some face shaping, which I always recommend with Nooks Hooks patterns. A lot of hers have face shaping, which I highly recommend doing. I don't think it will look as cute without the faces shaping, but this was a really easy pattern to work up. I'm definitely going to be making more of these. This would also be good for a Valentine's Day pattern. I mean, the flower or the strawberry or the cherries I think would go well for Valentine's Day as well. So I could have included this pattern as well. But this was my third pattern test for the week. This is the No Sew Springs Bunny from Nooks Hooks. Pattern test number 4 and 5 are actually from the same creator, and you guessed it, another one of my friends here on YouTube and Instagram. She actually reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in testing out her patterns, and I just thought that that was so sweet that she thought of me to test out her patterns. So this is Jenny from Inmysparetimecrochet. She released 2 different patterns. So this is pattern number 1. This is Benny the Burgerman. She released a larger one as well, which I will show you after this one. But this is Benny. He is the smaller one, and this is a no-sew pattern. The arms and legs are crocheted in the round, and I love this. You do have to slip stitch at the very end. You do have to reattach and slip stitch around, but that is no big deal at all. So you have your lettuce, your onion, your tomato, cheese, and the burger down here at the bottom. But I just really love the arms and legs. I think the proportion for everything is perfect. I really enjoyed this pattern. And if you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have a large wholesale order in the fall, and I'm going to be making some more of these for them. They are really interested in me doing some more food items, and they're really interested in me doing some more of this pattern. So you will see some more of this later in the coming months. I haven't even told Jenny, I'm actually going to be making a jumbo one of these. They want me to make mascots for them for each of their little stations that they have, and they have a place where you can purchase food, and they want me to make a jumbo burger. So I'm going to be making a jumbo one of these, so you will see that later. But this is Benny. Really enjoyed this pattern. I really love this. I like making food every once in a while. I think it's a lot of fun, but I just love his little face. He just looks so happy. I love him. But I also tested out, after that one, she asked if I wanted to test out her bigger one. So this is her bigger version here. How adorable. I believe his name is Biggie, if I am not mistaken. Let me look really quick. I believe his name is Biggie. I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, this is Biggie the Burgerman. So this is just a bigger version of this, of Benny. I'm going to use this pattern to make the jumbo one, so I'm excited to see how big it is. But you have the same exact way the arms and legs are crocheted in the round. Again, slip stitching at the very end all the way around. But I just think the proportions on this is so perfect. I think that this pattern is amazing. I think it's great. I think she did an incredible job on both of these. I'm going to compare them. I used the same exact yarn, same exact hook size. So I wanted to show you the comparison of the both of them. So this is Benny and this is Biggie. Again, same hook size and same yarn, but you can just see how much bigger Biggie is. I really love both of them. I can't decide which one I like better. I just love them both. So why not make both? I believe she's selling them. You can buy one, you can buy them separately or you can buy them together. I would recommend buying them together because why not? Why not have a little small one and a big one? But I really enjoyed testing this pattern. So Jenny, if you are watching this, thank you so much for having me test. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to see what other patterns you come out with because I really enjoyed this pattern. So I would highly recommend checking this pattern out if you haven't already. I just think they are so adorable and they just look so happy together. I love them. I took some really cute pictures of them together. But yeah, so this was pattern test number 4 and 5. So that is all my pattern test I did this week, and I actually got accepted into another pattern test today. I actually got a notification while I was filming this, so you will see that in next week's video. So please let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite out of all of those pattern tests. But I want to show you one more thing before I hop off here. I have a lot to catch you up on in a week, but I have actually found, I've heard a lot of people talk about this creator, and I started watching her YouTube channel, and I've already purchased off of her twice now. So I started watching What's Up Cupcake. Her name is Christine. Started watching her on YouTube, and I love her vibe. So I ended up purchasing from her twice. Second package has not came in yet, but I wanted to show you what I ordered from the first package. I ordered a little frog wizard sticker, which is hilarious. I love this. I love her vibe. She loves the Studio Ghibli. She loves that as well. And she also loves frogs. So those are right up my alley. So I had to get this little wizard frog sticker. And then I picked up some of her one of her safety eye installers. So I picked up the Totoro one. How adorable is he? I saw this on her website and I was like, oh, adding to my cart. So I had commented on one of her recent videos and I said, I'm a new subscriber and I'm already purchased off of you twice. So I'm really starting to regret my decision that now I'm spending a bunch of money, but which is totally fine because I love supporting small businesses. So this is my Totoro safety eye installer. I had to pick this up, and then you'll notice a theme with everything that I purchased. So I bought 3 different stitch markers. So I have this one. This is a little no face, which if you saw last week's video, I made a little no face. So I bought this one, and then I don't want to open these yet, but I bought 2 stitch markers. This came in a little pack, and this has, I'm not sure if you're able to see, it has cat bus and a little Totoro in here. So I bought some new stitch markers, and I will definitely show you what I got in my next package. That should be here next week. So I'm excited to open that up, but I'm really happy. I'm glad I found her. I've been checking out her website and I can definitely see myself purchasing some more later on. But that is everything that I wanted to update you and to show you. But you'll have to let me know in the comments below what was your favorite Valentine's Day pattern that I made. And yeah, I think that's everything for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you're interested in purchasing any of my Valentine's Day plushies, you can just message me on Instagram, or I will have them uploaded on my Etsy shop, where I will have both of those linked down below. But that is everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone. Have a good one.